Hey guys, and welcome back to this week's video of the 52-week project. This week I'm currently in Munich. However, the photo shoot that I did for this week was actually in Rome. So it was going back probably just over a week ago now. And I did 2 photo shoots there, so my next week's video is going to be from Rome as well, from the other shoot. This week's shoot went really well. It was pretty easy, considering the model that I had was Italian and she did not speak a lot of English. She was really good, and I think we were able to communicate pretty well considering the language barrier. So it was an interesting shoot. I did a couple of location shoots this week, and it was good to kind of walk around our area that we were staying in Rome and sort of scout some of the locations. It was a little bit difficult in the sense that I think the area we were staying in was probably not the most popular touristy area. So in one way it was good because there wasn't a lot of people there, but in another way there wasn't a lot of like really cool buildings, or I wouldn't say like amazing backdrops for me to use. So it was kind of like we did sort of have to go for a bit of a walk to find these locations this week. Which was fine, and in the end I think the photos turned out pretty good. So I did get a little bit of feedback from previous week's videos about showing you guys the photos before I go into giving my own critique of the photos. So I'm going to do that this week, but first off I'm going to show you guys the behind the scenes from the shoot, and then I'll go into showing you guys the photos and the final edits.
Hey guys, so I'm just about to go downstairs for my photo shoot. I'm currently in Italy, in Rome, and it looks like pretty sunny outside at the moment, which I'm pretty happy about, but I haven't really had a chance to do any location scouting around the area, which is a bit of a shame, and I'm a little bit worried that I'm not going to know where to shoot. But yeah, we're just going to go downstairs and wing it today as far as location goes. We only really got here last night, so yeah, it's just a matter of finding what works. But yeah, very excited. I've got 2 photo shoots today, so I'll be doing 2 of these videos, and hopefully it goes well.
I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes, guys, and now I'm going to show you the final edits from the shoot and show you what my top 5 of the week is.
Alright guys, so as per your request from previous weeks, I'm going to show you my photos now, but I'm just going to quickly flick through them so you guys can get a general feel for the photos and just see all of the pics that I've edited. and then I will actually go into my critique shortly afterwards. So I'm just going to flick through the photos now from the shoot, and there's about 11 that I've edited in total. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed looking at the photos. Let me know which one you think is your favourite for the week, because obviously when I'm giving my own critique, it is all down to personal preference, and you guys might disagree with me, you might like other photos more. So I'm happy to hear what you guys think as far as what your favourite photo is for the week as well. But now I'm going to go through and give a bit of critique on each of my photos and say what I probably could have done a little bit better, or if I liked the photo a lot, and what is going to be in my top 5. So first off, we're going to start with this photo here, and I actually really love this photo. I think this is going to be my top 5 this week. I don't know, there's just something that I really, really love about it. I think the patterns on the wall behind her are quite good. I don't really like the hot spots just on her shirt. It was a little bit overexposed, so I probably didn't underexpose enough for that. But other than that, I do really like the photo. I really like how I edited the photo and how I kept a lot of her skin texture intact. And I do like the highlights on her nose. I just love her freckles. I really like this photo, let's be honest. I just think it's a photo that I feel I've edited well. And sometimes, as of recent, I feel like I haven't always edited my photos to the best of my potential on that. But I do feel like I did this photo justice with editing. The next photo, I don't know if I could say the same for. It's not so much the editing that I'm not 100% on in this photo. It's just the photo. I think it's a really pretty photo, and I do love the light in the shot. But as far as taking a really good fashion shot, I wouldn't call it a fashion shot. I'd probably just call it like a really pretty shot. So therefore, this one is not going to be in my top 5 this week. This photo is going to be my top 5, and as soon as I took this photo on camera, I looked at it and thought I really want to have that photo edited and in my top 5 because I don't know what it is with this photo, but it's really simple, and I've been after just some really simple photos for my portfolio but still have a bit of a fashion portraiture element to them, something that's really natural and really raw, and I feel like this photo has it. It's another photo that I'm pretty proud of with the editing as well. I think I did this one justice. I'm going to just zoom in and show a little bit of the skin texture. I mean, all her freckles are still intact. I didn't want to get rid of any of those, and you know, I wasn't going to go and get rid of half of her brows or anything like that. I just wanted to do really minimal editing on her skin for this shot, and I feel like it turned out pretty well. This photo, I do like it, but I wouldn't say it's in my top 5. I just feel like it doesn't all come together in the end. I think that things are just slightly off about this photo. I'm not 100% on the background. I think it could have worked with a different pose, a different outfit. But then I kind of like her pose, but I don't think it works with this photo. There's just a few things about this photo that I think just didn't come together in the end. I still like it, but it's definitely not one of my favorites and not in my top 5. This photo is another one in my top 5 this week. I really love Lucrezia's pose, and I like the backdrop. This was just a little garden patio outside our apartment that we were staying in Rome, and it just worked so well, and I think she looks just gorgeous in this image. I like the tones in it, so yeah, it's in my top 5. And once again, this is another photo in my top 5 this week. I really love her expression in this shot. I love the bokeh in the background, which I wouldn't say I have a lot of bokeh in my photos, but I really love it in this shot. I think it looks really pretty, and yeah, I just actually love her expression so much. And yeah, once again, tried to get the skin editing on point, still having most of the texture intact, and especially with her freckles, because I really wanted them to stand out in the image. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites for the week and in my top 5. This photo unfortunately isn't in my top 5. I do like it. I think it could have been a slightly different pose and expression though for me to have in my top 5, because I had it between this photo here and this photo, and I just think, even though I probably like the composition of this one more, and I think it's a little bit more interesting with the angle it was shot at, I just feel like the pose and expression is just not as good or as fashion-like for me as this one. So this one's not going to be in my top 5. This is one of those photos where I looked at on camera and I was like, yes, absolutely, this is going to be my top 5. I love it so much. And I don't hate it, but I do think that it lost some of its interest as soon as I got it on the computer and I saw it bigger. I just felt like, once again, some elements didn't really come together for me. I think the composition is not to my liking, and I also think that there's just a lot of dark space down this part of the image, and it's not really, it's kind of just blank space, but not really doing anything for the photo overall. I like the fact that I was using some of the leaves to shoot through, giving it a bit of a different angle, but I don't think it ended up coming together in the end, but I still like the photo. This is probably, unfortunately, one of my least favorite photos, and I think it has to do with the pose. I really like the backdrop, and I love the way that her outfit is coordinating with the colors in the backdrop, but I think this was just one of those times where I was finding it hard to communicate what pose I wanted Lucrezia to do, and I just sort of stopped communicating well on that level with posing. So I think that was my own fault, and although she looks gorgeous and I love her hair in the shot and I love her outfit, I think I could have done more to direct her in this shot and really get what I wanted out of it. This photo kind of has the same faults that the previous one does. I think it's a cute shot though. That's why I chose it. I chose it because she was smiling too, which I don't usually choose a lot of photos where the models are smiling. Kind of like the grungy backdrop, but I wouldn't say it goes in with the whole theme of the photo shoot. So it's probably, once again, one of my least favorite shots. I still like the shots, don't get me wrong. I'm not like absolutely hating on them or anything, but I do think that I have better shots this week. And this final shot is going to be in my top 5. I actually really like how this turned out. I was actually chatting to my boyfriend Dan about it later on. He said that he really liked the leading lines in it, and I can definitely see where he's going with that, because I think that's why I like the photo as well, and just the wide angle take on it as well. I don't always take really wide angle shots, but I do like her pose. She looks really relaxed. If anything could change, maybe the expression a little bit, but once again, that's down to my direction, I think, with this particular shot. But I do really like the image, and I think it's a little bit different to maybe what I usually do, but it is in my top 5. Alright guys, so this is my top photo of the week. I really feel like I did a really good job of just getting a really simple shot here, and I really like how it turned out. It was hard this week. It was between this photo, and this one for me, but in the end I think simplicity won over for me, and I really feel like this is the best shot that I took this week. But as I said before, you guys might disagree, you might like another photo better, so let me know in the comment section below which is your favorite this week. Yeah, I just really like how the lighting turned out, how the editing turned out. It wasn't the easiest to edit because of the shadows on her face, and it was quite dark as opposed to the background, but in the end I think it turned out really well. I love her expression, and yeah, I was just really happy with it overall.
Hope you really like the photos, guys, and now I'll be going through what I could have done better and what I think I did well on the shoot this week. So I think one thing that I did well this week was actually due to the editing and the editing process, and I think I did something a little bit different with adding more warmer tones to these photographs. I tend to stray away from that a lot of the time, and I'm always kind of more of a cool dark tone sort of person, but I think I'm trying to branch out at the moment, and I did try warmer tones. And I actually think they suited the shoot pretty well this week, so I'm glad that I did decide to do something that was a little bit different with editing and sort of branch out there. One thing that I think I could have improved on even more this week was, even though we had good communication and I did with the model, I think there was probably a few times where I just wasn't explaining myself well enough for some of the shots, and some of the shots that I wanted to get I didn't get because I wasn't properly communicating some of the poses that I wanted the model to do, and I just think that I could have really improved in that area, and better communication overall with actual posing. But I mean, apart from that, it was a pretty good shoot. I think there's just, you know, a few things that I'm really wanting to improve in. I think fashion-wise, I really want to branch out and start getting a little bit more editorial with my photographs. I think there's still a bit of a divide with my photos where I'm not getting a bit of a flow going with the actual story of the shoot, and that sometimes comes down to styling. It is a bit hard at the moment because I'm getting the model to style pretty much the entire shoot because I don't have any clothes that I've been able to bring with me. I just don't have enough room in my bag, and I don't have the money to go and buy clothes every week. So unfortunately, that is a bit of an issue for me at the moment while I'm traveling. But when I get home, I think I'm going to focus on doing more specific books for my portfolio. So whether it be editorial, studio, beauty, swimwear, you know, just focusing on different genres under fashion and really trying to branch out with more high fashion elements in my photographs. Okay guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I should have next week's out hopefully on time next week. I know this one's been a little bit slow. I'm about a week behind with them at the moment, but that is actually giving me a bit of time to just focus on making the videos a little bit better for you. Sometimes it's really rushed if I'm doing it as it is each week. I don't have much time to edit. I have like a day sometimes, so it's a bit easier doing it this way. So if you'd like to follow me on my travels, I do have a travel channel with my boyfriend Dan, and I'm linking that down in the description box below, and you should be able to go and check out a lot of my travel vlogs. And we're doing some interesting things on there, like some photography challenges from time to time. So if you're interested to see where I'm at the moment, go and check that out down below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.